A prosecutor's report this week gave us new insight into the home life of Adam Lanza, who murdered 20 first graders and 6 adults in Newtown, Connecticut last December. Today, Elaine Quijano spoke about that report with the families of some of the victims. Bill Sherlock, whose wife Mary was a school psychologist, Nicole Hockley, the mother of Dylan, and Nelba Marquez Green, the mother of Anna.
The report painted a chilling picture of killer Adam Lanza. He blacked out his bedroom windows with garbage bags, kept spreadsheets of mass murders, had access to an arsenal of guns and ammunition, and only communicated with his mother Nancy by email.
How responsible do you hold Nancy Lanza for what happened that day?
There was obviously a breakdown in terms of the parenting and the structure in that house.
It's clear that he had mental illness, and intervention was not made, and there was not responsible gun ownership either, because there was access to weapons and firearms.
And so you hold Nancy Lanza responsible in that way when it comes to the guns that were available?
Yes, I do.
This was a young man who didn't seem to have many connections. It takes a team to raise a child. It takes a community. Where were the rest of the people in his life?
The report also said 6 minutes passed from the time the first officer arrived to when police entered the school.
How do you view that response?
I think it is very easy to play Monday morning quarterback and assume and imply, but if you really look at the investigative timeline, I do believe the officers did everything they could do.
A judge has ordered that the 911 tapes from the shooting be released. What's your reaction to that?
I'm disappointed in the decision because I don't feel that the actual audio tapes serve any public interest necessarily. They don't teach us anything new. The law enforcement officials have already learned all that needs to be learned from that. And I do worry about our children and families listening to this in the future.
I wonder, what questions do you all still have?
Well, I think the questions that I would have, we're never going to have the answers to. There is no clear motive.
This man, or this young man who did this to our children, to our loved ones, the safety nets failed. So how can we move forward in a way to increase the level of safety nets around the most fragile children and families who need us? Because I think that's a more important question than why. Because for me, there is no why that would justify why I can't have Thanksgiving with my little girl tomorrow. There is no why for that.
Elaine Quijano, CBS News, Newtown, Connecticut.
The 911 calls from the morning of the Sandy Hook attack could be made public as early as next week.